What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. You know, I saw a video this morning and it literally moved me to the point where I was in tears. And then I learned more and I watched the USA Soccer Association put on a tribute to her, and it was about Abby Wambach. And Abby is such an overperformer, a girl who would stay after practice in high school and practice her diving headers, a girl who would, overperform, overachieve, lead a 3-year-old soccer program to a national championship at the University of Florida, become the all-time leading scorer in women's soccer, period. And her video, which actually I have goose pimples right now. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm literally getting goose pimples, was Forget Me. Because she wants to set forth the new generation of soccer players to become better than her. And she wants to set that example and move on. And after that, a video called Forget Me, which I'm going to link down below, she actually deleted her Facebook and her Twitter accounts. And it was, I usually wake up around 4:30 a.m. Today I slept until about 5. And I usually have some news channel. This morning it was Fox News, and they actually had a piece on her on. And I usually listen to it passively in case like there's a bombing or some world issue. I watch all the stocks and everything on Fox Business some mornings. And I'm listening to this, I stop everything and I look. And Cammie wakes up at 7:30, and I couldn't wait for Cammie, my daughter, my 9-year-old, who's a huge just soccer fanatic as far as her practice and her play, and it's her life. She practices for hours a day. She trains constantly. She loves it. And I showed her this video, and I don't know if it's set in. And as an athlete, as someone who's moved on past the sport, bodybuilding, I've never been an Olympic gold medalist. I'm not quite at her caliber, but it does kind of make you think that, you know what, now that I've stepped away from the stage and I'm still training, I'm still a bodybuilder, but you're never going to see me compete again. And that's why I love doing what I do. And that's why I love telling people that in bodybuilding, follow your dreams, use it as a hobby, but there is no future financially in bodybuilding, and to use it as a way to improve yourself, to better yourself, and set short and long-term goals. But I think the main thing I got out of this is there is something beautiful about professional athletics, professional sports, that sets them apart. Her mindset, her goal setting, her long and short-term goals, and the fact that this wasn't bad press. This wasn't drunk driving. This wasn't a football player beating his girlfriend. This wasn't Ray Lewis killing somebody. This wasn't anybody having a gun in their sweatpants, not having a holster, and shooting themselves in the leg in a New York nightclub. This wasn't the normal stuff you hear. This wasn't Derek Jeter and his mistresses. This wasn't A-Rod and his steroid use. This was good stuff. And the brilliance of the game of soccer, and I think the brilliance of football, as we call it around the world, except in America, where football is actually a game where you're not really kicking the ball much, which doesn't make much sense. And I played football. I still don't understand the name. Oh man, it just gave me, as a parent and as an athlete and as someone who's played sports his entire life, as someone who's moved on from a sport, it just gave me this feeling of just pride that somebody within the athletic community at that elite level has the humility and is humble enough to say, hey, move on. The game needs to move on. The game needs to get past my legacy and create new legacies. And that's the brilliance of what we saw. I implore you to watch this video. And if you're like me, you might cry a little bit. It was tear-jerking. And it's an ad for Gatorade. I've never cried over an ad before. And then I watched her tribute that the US Soccer Association put together. And that was brilliant. And this is something, if you have children who play sports, whether it be football, badminton, health, they don't play sports, show this to them. Because I believe there's a message in there. And again, it's open to interpretation of what you want to make that message out to be. That you work your ass off, you set your legacy, but at the end of the day, the sport lives on. The sport will carry on, and what you left there is something for someone else to better. And as a human species, as athletes, world records are there to be broken. unforeseen breaking records, whether it's a home run, whether it's a 4-minute mile, whatever it is, world records are meant to be broken, and it takes a certain type of champion to know that you're setting that legacy for someone else to better. And when someone breaks that record, you applaud them, but know that that record was yours at one time. So I just want to say much love to this great athlete. And I encourage all parents to show their kids this video, because I know Cammie's going to watch it over and over and over. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, because being elite enough to know that one day somebody else will be even more elite, that's not a game.